Fourth density seems to be ideal, but as I mentioned in my previous video, it's missing something. So without the guidance of wisdom, unconditional love can only go so far. Unconditional love is hit and miss without the guidance of wisdom. Your heart may be in the right place, but your mind may not be. You may help someone or think you are helping someone and realize that it didn't help them at all. So why is that? I'm going to give an example. So are you familiar with the Prime Directive? It's something straight out of the Star Trek series. The Prime Directive is an ethical protocol in which the Federation will not interfere with the development of other civilizations, especially if a civilization isn't developed enough technologically or culturally. I think in this case, this could cover spiritual development as well. Even though Star Trek doesn't cover the spiritual aspect of this, I think it could be applicable. In the case for not interfering due to a civilization's spiritual development, the Prime Directive in this case could be a fifth density or unconditional love with wisdom principle. A third density mindset civilization could stumble upon another growing civilization and infringe their will and ideals upon their population. Instead of preserving their culture, this third density civilization would try to help them by indoctrinating the population with their own style of government and belief systems. This civilization's heart and mind isn't in the right place, just ego and self-awareness. The ego is directing this other civilization without love and wisdom, just what people of the civilization think is proper. They would think that their way is going to be best because they have the technology to traverse the cosmos, and this other civilization does not. And hell, we may even give them technology as well. So now the civilization has been given a technological advancement, a change in culture and belief systems. This civilization may even worship them as gods. The civilization that is helping out may be even so arrogant to even accept the worship. Now the civilization has no unique advancement of its own, and now it's dependent on the third density gods, on how their lives should be directed and what they should believe. Sound familiar? This would be detrimental to the civilization in need, especially that it is ego-driven and not based on the spiritual Prime Directive. So how would a fourth density civilization assist this civilization? Instead of saying, oh, this is a primitive civilization, we need to try to assist them, the fourth density civilization may say, wow, I feel sorry for this growing civilization. We really need to assist them any way we can. They would come down and assist with not ego, but have their hearts open, but their minds closed. They would mean well and may still preserve their culture and technology. They may get too wrapped up in the exopolitics between their civilization and the one they are assisting. They may overstep their hunger to assist, that it may become detrimental to not only themselves, but the civilization they are assisting. In some areas, they may benefit. In some areas, they may stay the same or get worse. Their hearts may be so big that they might be taken advantage of and ultimately get manipulated by the civilization they are assisting. This is where the spiritual Prime Directive comes in handy. This fifth density concept, bound by its love and by its wisdom, strikes a fine balance. A fifth density civilization may interfere, but by preserving the civilization's free will bound by the Prime Directive. They would act as mentors opposed to pure empaths or over-controlling egos. Excuse me. They would properly interact with world leaders. They would probably interact with world leaders or people that may make a difference. They would act as a counselor that would directly say that they shouldn't do anything, but to look at what kind of choices that we are making and what the implications are of those choices. They may say things like, would harvesting oil be good for the citizens of Earth and the Earth itself? Or what are the implications of keeping oil and not looking for other energy alternatives? They may be baffled and saddened by how the world governments have directed the sheeple of the earth. They may suggest to look at what our leaders' intentions are and how those intentions have shaped the course of our history. They may point out the overconsumption of material things in America and then point towards the world of lack in third world countries. They may point out how we treat the mentally ill and the homeless and those addicted to drugs. They may point out the manipulation and brainwashing of our belief systems. They may point out these things, but they would never force us to change them. They will tell us to look at ourselves and where we are now, where we have been, and where we will be in the future. They will provide the wisdom and guidance, and what we do with it is on us. It's our responsibility as a race to clean up our own mess. And as always, continue to explore the inner universe that is yourself.